Now I have a anime battle for you, and this is Fairy Tale. Jellal Fernandez and Erza Scarlet during the Tower of Heaven arc, way back in the beginning of Fairy Tale. So we understand that Erza had some armors in her toolkit, right? But she ain't as powerful as she is at the end of the series. And we know that Jellal, oh boy, like Jellal was one of those fucking guys. He had them all fooled in the Magic Council. The Sea Grain Jellal. Sea Grain is actually Jallal's projection. He uses projection magic. That man don't even exist for real. And he used them so he could create the Tower of Heaven, and it became Ether Nano, right? The whole tower became Ether Nano, and he was going to use Erza as a sacrifice to resurrect Sarah. We come to find out later that they didn't really need all that shit. They were just a whole bunch of people who followed Zera, and they didn't really know what the fuck, they were trying to do. They thought they knew what they were trying to do, but they weren't doing it, right? Um, But yeah, Erza was there, and she was actually fighting Joao for a little bit. Then she got caught off guard, and she was about to be sacrificed. Natsu then took over the fight. But let's just say that Natsu didn't show up, and let's say also that Jalal doesn't think to use Erza as a sacrifice, and they're just straight up fighting each other. All right. So this is how it shakes down, right? Jalal has a beaten strength, by a bit right now, right? Speed definitely goes to Jalal too. That little, cheetah, you know, armor, that ain't helping her. And even her katana, the one she uses to beat most of her people, which one I'm talking about. She has the red pants, and then she has the wrap around her chest, and then she has the katana. That one, right? That's not doing shit here, right? That speed that Draw has with this heavenly body magic, she ain't gonna be able to keep up with that too much. She'll be able to react, and she might even be able to anticipate an attack, much like Nasu did, right? But for speed, he has her beat. Now durability, I'll give it to Erza here. Um, she when she gets hits on Draw, he'll feel them, right? She might not feel his attacks, depending on what kind of attack it is, right? Because he has, an arsenal of heavenly body magic spells that he could use. She has those armor. She has the, um, I'm trying to remember what it is. That big armor. I'm trying to think. I see it in my head, but I can't remember. But that's pretty durable. Her most durable armor can, protect her against his weaker attacks. Like I said. Um, and then she can also damage him if she can catch him, right? Um, endurance wise, it goes to Jalal. Erza is a powerful wizard, but Jellal is one of the 10 wizard saints worldwide. And ain't gonna be holding back in this fight. Intelligence wise, Jellal. He'll use his, we'll just say because we know what's going on with these two, he'll use what he has to his advantage, right? His game to his advantage, right? So she will still fight as hard as she can, but at the same time, is she really fighting as hard as she can? You know, because he's gonna be a manipulator during this fight, believe it or not. Capitalizing on that, and he also has more experience than her too. You know, um, close skills. I'll still give it to Erza though. She'll be running up on him with a sword. She'll be changing different swords out to try to cut this man more effectively. You know, range skills definitely go to Jalal. He can shoot basically light. You know, light beings that are powerful, right? They hit you, it's like getting hit by a meteor, right? Especially when he uses that spell. You know which one I'm talking about, right? um, Recovery goes to Jellal. Now, both of these characters ain't known for using, healing magic, but out of the two, I'd give the edge to Jellal. You could give it to her if you wanted to. Hacks go to Draw. She has quit magic, but at this point in time, she's only shown us like a couple, armors, like maybe 8. You know, Jellal has heavenly body magic, speeds enhanced. Those light rays that come down from the heavens are powerful. You know, if he hits her with a couple of those moves, she's gonna be fucked up. Because she ain't as durable as Natsu is. Environment goes to draw too, since they are fighting at the Tower of Heaven, which he constructed, or well, he had other people do. He led the construction of the Tower of Heaven. But Jellal wins this fight mid to high difficulty. And like I said, I made that one video last week, right? I said Michigan and Erza versus, Laxus. Michigan and Jellal, bruh, they're not the same person and they don't use the same magic. They have the same look, but they are different people. You can try to say shit if you want to, but damn well, like, he's never won any fights. Now Jalal's, not won too many fights either, but he's, put people in their place and he's put people on too. He's actually held back in fights too that he should have won. And Erza, and him are like neck and neck even now in the series. But at this point in time, during like Tower of Heaven arc, yeah, man, she would have been dealt with. Like, even if he didn't put her inside of the Lacrima and all that stuff, you know, she would have been dealt with. Mid to high difficulty. But let me know what you think in the comments below, and be cool, calm, one.